JC here, and welcome to my channel, Total Wellness by JC. In this video, we'll be diving into my fitness training for Ironman Oceanside 70.3, which is 9 weeks away. And this week is fitness test. So testing my swim, bike, and my run. I originally started my training block for Ironman Oceanside about 9 weeks ago, so it's an 18-week block. I've already done one set of testing, so this is a second test to see if my fitness has improved and kind of where I'm at so my coach can write plans for me. And to give you a breakdown of the week, it goes Monday is resistance band strength, so mostly upper body. I'm saving my legs for Tuesday, which is my run test. And the run test is a 5-minute warm-up right into a 30-minute run at a pace that you can hold for that 30 minutes for the entire time. Wednesday is going to be my rest day, and Thursday is my bike FTP test. So that test is a 42-minute test with a 12-minute warm-up with some sprints to get those legs feeling good, nice and warmed up. And then we go into a 20-minute all-out high watt, as many watts as you can hold bike test. And I'll break down a lot more information on these tests as we go through the video. But that gives you a baseline of where your watts are. And again, so your coach can kind of write your plans for you. Friday is going to be a 90-minute easy bike, so aerobic bike workout. And then Saturday is going to be my swim fitness test. In that test, I'm swimming 3,500 yards that day, but really it's a 400-yard warm-up, and then you get into the main set, which is the 400 and 200 yards for time, to get an idea of the pace that you can hold per 100 yards for swim time. And you can kind of figure out your numbers based on that for races and events like that. And then Sunday is going to be a trail run, so a 4-mile trail run with some friends here in Salt Lake City. A lot of snow on the ground and super cold, so it should be interesting. I haven't done a trail run since our race during the summer, so it'll be nice to get out, kind of get out of my comfort zone and do a little trail run. But that kind of breaks down what this week is going to look like. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So today is our strength session. I normally do full body today, but I'm going to focus a little more upper body just because I have my fitness run test tomorrow, and I like to save my legs for that test. And let's walk through what the workout looks like. So we're going to start off with the ski erg, the equipment right behind me here. This is one of my favorite exercises. Really works that posterior part of your body, working the quads, glutes, hamstrings, lower back, and the core. All right, so when jumping on the ski erg, you're going to grab the top, slight bend in those knees, and you're driving off of that heel as you're pulling down. So big pull up with the arms, driving through with those lats. Make sure all that weight's back on that heel, and then big pull down. All right, so next exercise, we have high anchor lat pull throughs. So this is one of my favorite exercises for swimming, really working those lats, deltoids, lower back. We're gonna go ahead and hook it up to the highest anchor point, and you can use a door anchor if you have it as well. Tension on it, walk it back, slight bend in those knees, driving through with those lats and back down. Try to keep that lower back as tight as you can during the pull. All right, so next exercise is the high anchor back flies. So keeping that same high anchor point, so working the rear delts, upper back, a little bit of arms as well. You're gonna get tension on it, good posture, chest up, shoulders back, bringing it back as far as you can to that back fly, and then back in. So next up, we have the assisted pull-up. For me personally, I always do my pull-ups with the resistance band. I've got really bad shoulders from water polo and swimming over the years, and this just helps with my form and mobility for the movement. What you want to do is wrap it around the top, get tension on it. You're going to get one foot in, and then focus on rotating your arms in when you're doing a pull-up. You don't want elbows out, so think about rotating in, that elbow nice and tight to the body, coming all the way down and pulling straight up, keeping those elbows tight. And then up next is assisted dips, and for the same reason I use assisted pull-ups, I do the same thing for dips just to save those shoulders a little bit. And this really focuses on the triceps, front delt, and chest as well. Just going to go ahead and wrap it around, jump up, both knees on it, slight lean forward, let those arms come all the way down, and then back up. So try to come parallel with the arms and then pressing back up, keeping that slight bend forward. All right, up next we have a kettlebell toe touch to overhead press. We're gonna go opposite hand to foot on this one. And this is a great exercise for working on stability, ankle stability, core activation. This is one of my favorite exercises to do at least one time a week. I'm gonna go with a lighter kettlebell here just for demonstration purposes. So opposite hand to foot, so slight bend in that knee, touching it down to the toe, standing up, overhead press, and back down. Trying to stay off that foot the whole time if possible.
So a lot of ankle activation, hitting the hamstrings, arms, and core. Next up, we have the TRX pistol squat. And this is a great way to gradually progress, so you can do a pistol squat with no help at all. I still can't do those, but this is a great way to get the feeling of the squat and slowly build those leg muscles up to be able to do it unassisted. So grabbing the TRX, you're gonna go 1 foot. The other foot's gonna come slightly out to the side just to open up those hips. You can go a little bit lower in that squat and back up. The handles are just for helping you get back up. I don't want a big pull on the way back up. It's just assisting you, helping you pull yourself back up if needed. Next up, we have body weight push-ups. So I try to do 100 of these a day, regardless of my exercise or anything. I feel like it really helps my posture and just everything. I highly recommend 100 a day, get them in. So what you wanna do is hands shoulder width apart. Same thing as the pull-ups, try to rotate your hands in so your elbows are locked close to the body. You don't wanna be doing a push-up with the elbows out. Coming down, chest to the ground, and then back up. All right, and the last one we have is the Concept 2 rower. Also one of my favorite exercises. This and the ski erg, I mean, that's my go-to for a lot of my workouts. But what you wanna do is get your feet in, strapped up, and you're making a big pull towards your belly button and then back down and out. So you don't want to go up too high, working the higher shoulders, and you want to find a good rhythm here. So a big pull, back down. And that does it for this strength training session. I like to switch it up a lot, so a lot of exercises I'll do different days. For this workout, it was 3 rounds, 20, 15, 12 is the reps, and then on the rower and ski erg, it was 1,000, 750, 500, and 250 broken down. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. Let's hop into the kitchen. I'll show you my favorite smoothie post-workout. All right, so just got done working out in the garage. Post-workout, I really enjoy a protein shake. Really just get those nutrients in the body right after a hard workout. Huel protein is what I've been taking recently. It's vegan-free, gluten-free, and then compared to the other Huel brands, it's 50% less carbs and 33% more protein with no artificial sweeteners. It has 27 essential vitamins and minerals, and it just tastes good. One of the favorites I have right now is the cookies and cream, and then the one I'm making today is going to be the espresso flavor. So you're gonna start off, cup of ice, Khalifa Farms almond milk's what I enjoy to use. The Huel Black Edition is 40 grams of protein per 2 scoops, which is way too much. The body can't process more than 20 to 25 grams in one setting. And what's considered a setting is like 1 to 1.5, 2 hours. So really the body can only absorb about 10 grams of protein per hour. So when you're drinking those 40-gram shakes, you're kind of just wasting it in the toilet, and it's a waste of money. So spread it out throughout the day, have a little bit of protein each hour, and just don't take too much at one time. All right, so we'll go 1 scoop. And then hemp hearts and chia seeds. I'm a huge fan of hemp hearts. Chia seeds. That was a little much, but it'll be all right. And then I just have the NutriBullet blender here. And then it was a little bit thick, so I just added a little bit of water, just help it with that blending process. And there you have it, Huel Black Edition Espresso Protein Shake. One thing I like to add sometimes to this is strawberry jelly. It may sound kind of weird, but it tastes really good. Give it a try. And I'd love to hear in the comments what your favorite protein and protein shake is. And I'll see you guys later. Tuesday, just getting ready for my fitness run test. So in this test, it's 5-minute warm up right into a 30-minute all-out run. So your goal is to run as far as you can for 30 minutes and then figure out your pace for that time, as well as max heart rate and heart rate average. So let's get after it. Oh, okay, just finished my run FTP test. So again, 5-minute warm up, 30 minutes, all out. I've done these like 6 or 7 times now, and I always go out way too hard. So today, kept it kind of mid-base for that 10 minutes, and then at 15 bumped it up, and then
honestly, like the last 7, I mean, I was just going after it. I think I was running at like a 6:30 minute mile for the last 2 minutes. But all that aside, my main goal today was to not hop off once. All these runs I do, these tests, I tend to jump off even for 5 seconds just to catch my breath. And today my goal was to not jump off, and I did it. So I'm happy with that, no matter what my numbers are. Foot felt pretty good, pushing it through that speed. But yeah, test is done. Tomorrow, I believe, is a gym session, and then Thursday will be the bike FTP, my all-time favorite. Not. But yeah, feel really good about this one. I'll talk about all the numbers after this, but yeah, that was a good run.
All right, so finished the run test, went and put my numbers in. I think it averaged like a 9:03 for my pace, which is pretty fast. And come to find out that I've been doing tests wrong the whole time. So disregard what I said just recently. What you want to do is have a set pace for that 30 minutes that you can hold the entire time. I thought you could gradually increase the speed as you were going to make, to make the speed faster, but apparently during the test, at least that I do on Training Peaks through my coach, it's a set pace for that 30 minutes, which seems hard, a little bit of trial and error finding out what the right pace is, because you can be with 5 minutes left and be like, hey, I can go faster, but you're not allowed to. I need to dive more into this, but yeah, that's what I learned so far. Catch you guys later. What is happening? So today is our FTP Bike Test, which is the gold standard for measuring cycling performance. Knowing your FTP helps track your progress, analyze your rides, and give you an accurate pacing. FTP is a measure of the best average output that you can hold for a set amount of time. And there's a bunch of ways to go about doing this test, but the test that I'm doing is a critical power 20 test. So it's a 12-minute warm-up with 5 by 15 seconds at a higher watt with a 45-second recovery. Then you go into the main set, which is 20 minutes, pushing as much watts as you can for that set amount of time with a 5-minute cool down. Okay, just finished bike FTP test. That was the hardest one I've ever done, for sure. Hopefully my numbers are above the last one, but I gave it my all, and that's all you can do during these tests, so I'm happy with whatever the numbers are. But yeah, let me get changed and let's go over the numbers. All right, so I just finished my bike FTP test, and that was the hardest I've ever gone. I mean, I push myself every time, but that was everything I had in me, and that's all that you can ask for during these tests. The cool thing about after the test, it uploads to Training Peaks, where it gives you your average power for that 20 minutes. I believe mine was 245. So you take that number and multiply it by 0.95, and I believe that's 232 and change. A few tips that I've learned doing this test several times is don't go out too hard. I try to break it into 5-minute increments and gradually increase my watts as I'm going, just so I know that I don't burn myself out halfway through. Another one is finding the right gear where you're doing the right RPMs and still holding high watts. And this is a little bit of trial and error for me, at least, trying to figure out what gears I can hold for a set amount of time and not be pedaling too fast or too slow. And this is a really quick test, but I think staying hydrated before and after really makes a big difference in the long run. Also, having a good fan to keep air on you is really important during this test. I have the Wahoo Kicker fan. I'm a huge fan of it. It is a little pricey, but for what you get, I highly recommend it, and it makes a big difference when you're riding. The nice thing about the fan, it has 3 modes where you can do manual mode. You can set the fan to your pace or your speed, or to your heart rate, so it kind of moves along with your body, cooling you down when you're working harder. That's one of the big features I like of the fan. That once you have these numbers figured out, your coach or you can implement this into your Training Peaks plan, and it makes the workouts gradually harder as you get stronger. All right, and that does it for our bike FTP test. So today is a 90-minute aerobic ride.
Decided to switch it up. I've been a little bit under the weather, so I'm going to do a run instead. The run's the weakest of my 3 disciplines, so I really want to focus on that a little bit more. So if I had to pick one or the other, I'd pick run right now. So I was going to do a light, easy zone 2 run. I'm not sure for how long, but keeping the heart rate below like 135. And then that's about it for today. All right. All right, just heading to the pool for the fitness swim test. I'm still really under the weather, so probably do a 400-yard warm-up, 400-yard test, 5-minute recovery, then 200-yard test, and then just a little bit of cool down. Not gonna do the scheduled workout for today. I just need my body to recover. I head out for Tucson for a triathlon camp on Thursday, so I'd like to have my body rested by then. But yeah, we'll get this swim done and go over the numbers. Into the pool. This is just a little warm-up that I like to do, kind of activate the shoulders back, just to help with that swim in the beginning. Finished the swim test. Definitely can tell from my breathing I'm a little off, but it was good. Definitely not as long as I want to swim or normally swim, but just gotta listen to my body. So, all right. So got back from my swim test. Went really well. Definitely with being under the weather and the breathing, I could tell it was hindering my swim a little bit, but happy with the numbers. Let's jump into the computer and I'll show you how to put them in. All right.
If you hop over to the MyProCoach Critical Swim Speed Calculator, this is a simple calculator to help you calculate your CSS, your critical swim speed, and give you an estimate of your ideal swim speed training zones in meters or yards. A critical swim speed test is a simple way to measure your swim fitness. It estimates the pace per 100 that you would maintain during a maximal 1,500 yard or meter time trial. To test your CSS pace, you're going to swim a maximal 400 and 200 time trial in the same session with a 5-minute active recovery in between each. And then you're going to enter your times as listed below. And if you scroll down, you'll be able to input your 400 and 200 meter time. So go ahead and put those numbers in by minutes and seconds. And then you're going to scroll down and hit calculate my swim speed. And this is going to give you your average per 100 that you're able to swim. In this case, mine is 1 minute and 31 seconds. And if you go down, you can calculate your zone. So zone 1 through zone 5. As you can see, very hard for me is 122 to 127. And then zone 1 is 145 to 158. And just to go over again, CSS stands for critical swim speed. And it's a really simple concept that can help you improve your swim fitness, pace judgment, and training motivation. CSS is a pace at which you can currently swim a 1,500 yard or meter time trial. Some of the benefits of a CSS, it's a pace that's tough enough to develop your aerobic capacity, but not so hard it'll take you days to recover. So you can improve your swim fitness and still have enough energy for cycling and running. CSS is a range-specific training pace. It may not make you the fastest 50 or 100-yard swimmer, but it will train you to sustain a moderately high speed for longer distances.
And that's how you input your CSS numbers in the computer and have a baseline of your 100-yard swim time. All right, that does it for adding numbers for the swim test.
It is Sunday, so today's schedule was a trail run. I decided to skip it, just kind of feeling under the weather all week. The air is like 20 degrees early in the morning, and the smog here has just been really bad. They actually recommend not to go outside unless you really need to. So I'm just listening to my body. There's always next week to hit that trail run, so got to be smart about it. But anyway, that wraps up this week's video, fitness, swim, bike, and run test. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below. Let me know what your favorite type of training tests are and how you do them. Or if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. I really do appreciate your time, and I'll catch you on the next video.